Hello, YouTube. Oh no, that was weird. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. If you are here for the replay crew, you know y'all rock, and I see you, and I appreciate you. If you were here for the live, you came later during the live, I appreciate you for circling back. Today, and I'll probably say this about 4 times as people come in. Today, we're going to talk about palettes, as the title says, that I don't think about. And we're going to do some decluttering. And some of it has me a little like, are you serious? I am serious. So let's do the intro. Give YouTube time to do what it do. Hello and welcome. My name is Dion, and it's hard to talk while you're eating Skittles because they're so freaking chewy. Hey, Michelle. Welcome to the Crazy Troll Nation. My name is Dion. I call this the Crazy Troll Nation of YouTube. Why? Some people are like, do you call this the Crazy Troll Nation? What do you mean you're a troll? You're a beautiful person. Yeah, I know. Us trolls are adorable inside and out. The troll, the good. Wait a minute. Where am I at? The crazy in the Crazy Troll Nation is sometimes I don't know what I'm talking about. The crazy is knowing it's okay to be your authentic self in a world where people have the audacity, thank you for the hearts, to tell you who and how you should be. Like, what? Be yourself. That's the crazy part of the Crazy Troll Nation. Just be your authentic self. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. If you want to try all the things, but because you want to and not because you feel obligated. Because you set the standard for yourself. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain brand, a certain tool, or a certain technique. Use whatever you want to, however you want to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it. I don't know about anywhere else in these YouTube streets, but here at the Crazy Troll Nation, we believe in self-acceptance and self-love, embracing your natural features, enhancing them if you want to, when you want to. Thank you for the hearts, but never feeling like you have to. Try not to feel like, oh, I'm not put together to leave the house unless I have on mascara and lip gloss. You are together just because you are you. You see what I'm saying? And so that's the bottom line here. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even when you're not wearing face paint. That's what the Crazy Troll Nation stands for. That's what the motto is. I hope that resonates with you. Hey, Janissa. And if you've heard it 1,000,000,000 times, if you say it as I'm saying it, I hope that, let me stop touching stuff. I hope that it is one of your daily affirmations, just to be who you are and to love yourself, regardless of whatever you look like or whatever is going on in your life. 2 tidbits about me. Actually, I'm going to do 3 tidbits today. I diagnosed myself with OCD mild, and I realized that when I'm sleepy, it kicks in a little bit higher, and so that's why I'm like fiddling with stuff, because my brushes are different lengths, and what I was doing was putting the shorter brushes in the front so I could see them. Doesn't even matter. I'm not even doing makeup tonight, but so I did learn that about myself maybe a couple years ago, that when I'm sleepy, it kicks in, because I tend to be sometimes more detail oriented, which then I'm noticing more stuff, and then my OCD is like, okay, put the shorter brushes in the front so you can see them and not hide in the back. But again, I'm not doing makeup tonight. Why does it matter? It doesn't. It doesn't. The 2 tidbits I usually always say after videos is, 1, I curse because I curse. 2, there's an organism that lives in my throat that randomly hiccups, gurgles, and belches. I try to be aware of it to say, excuse me. Sometimes I'm not aware of it till after the fact, meaning after the live stream is done and it converts into a video, at which that point I can't do anything about it because it's already done. But I do promise you, I do try to be aware of it. So if you hear something gurgling or some type of weird noise out of my throat and I don't say anything, yeah, and I'm see, this is what I'm saying. I be noticing stuff more. As they used to say in church, charge it to my head and not my heart. So we're going to be talking about palettes I don't think about much. I'm also going to tell you about, I need to put these Skittles in the kitchen, but there's only like 6 more in here. They are too chewy for me to be talking. I tried it in the live stream a while ago, and I'm like, I cannot keep eating these because I can't talk. Because if you had Skittles, you know what I'm saying. Hey, Grace, I'm going to show you a project that I'm working on. And the palettes I don't think about, I made a decision to go ahead and declutter them. And some of them, the only time I did think about them was I would look and see it and be like, I should declutter that. The only time I would think about it was like, you should declutter that. And other stuff, I'm like, okay, I need to use it more, blah, 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 blah. And then I just didn't for whatever reason. And so I made a decision, like all the palettes that I don't think about, excuse me, just get rid of them. So keep your eye on my Mercari store. As always, I do negotiate with my trolls. And so if you see something you want, message me first so I know who you are. Hey, Tanya. And then, because I do negotiate with my trolls. There's a brand in here I put in here like 2 days ago. And it surprised me. And you're all going to be like, girl, I know. And I'm just, when I get to that brand, y'all going to be like, damn, what? But yes, it's real, y'all. With the brands, with the palettes I'm getting rid of, and with my two newer Notoriously Morbid palettes. The second one I was waiting on came yesterday. And I still have one more coming, y'all. Okay, so listen. It was a pre-order, right? And they said, palette party people. They said they were going to start shipping it. They said they were going to start shipping it out in October. Y'all, it has not even been pulled for processing yet. And this is what, the 7th of November? So I'm like, I must have been sleeping on this side. It's red right there. So I'm just like, so I have one more palette that's coming. Excuse me, y'all might know the brand because y'all know it's always a thing. So with the two that came recently, those are the ones we're doing a swatch party for next week. I will have 49 palettes, and I feel so good about that. Who is driving? Grace, of course, multitasking. Just yet, please be safe, Grace. And I remember saying my sweet spot was in the 60s, like the low 60s. But I feel so good, like looking over and seeing empty space. And y'all know I like my stuff organized. But now the thing is, if you have seen that mesh storage container that I have my palettes in, y'all, it is like this much empty space. And so I'm trying to figure out, like, do I want to get a different organization system or just stack them on my table? Hey, did I say Janet? Janet was here first. Janet always be here first. Oh no, Michelle was first today. Hey, Janet. I'm just so used to always seeing you pop in so quick. So I'm thinking I might just lay them flat. So that way I can push the other stuff back and then I can have more working space. But I feel really good at 59 palettes. And yeah, it's a lot to explain, but we'll talk about it. What I want to say really quick off topic. These drops from Drunk Elephant, I did look them up to see how they were supposed to be used or how they suggest. This Bright Drops that I thought was a highlighter, they're saying mix this with your moisturizer and put it all over your face. Mix it with your moisturizer, put it all over your face, and go back and highlight where you want to highlight. And I'm like, so that explains why these were looking crazy, and then it was like, where they at? The one that I thought was a bronzer, because it says debronzing anti-pollution sunshine drops. I thought it was a bronzer. This one, they say the same thing, or they suggest the same thing. Mix it with your moisturizer and put it all over your entire face for like a subtle bronze glow. This one is subtle golden glow. So that explains why they just evaporated. And they say also, well, let me go to this one. This one that I thought was the blush. They're saying, yeah, use it as a blush. They're also saying, another suggestion, mix both of these together. The one I thought was highlighter and the one I thought was bronzer, mix these two together to put all over your entire face. And so I'm gonna work with these and just see. And because I did separate orders, I have a whole nother set here, but I know I'm not going to keep them because I don't really use liquid type products except face primer and foundation. Maybe I'll mix the bronze with my foundation, and maybe also the one I thought was the highlighter for foundation. Hey, Cash, I went into one of your lives the other night, and it was just spinning. It was just spinning, like nothing was happening. It just had that little wheel spinning. And so I was just like, damn, because I wanted to like come hang out with you because you'd be over here hanging out with us. And so then I closed out of it. I was on my phone. I closed out of it. I waited a minute or so, went back in, and it was just spinning, spinning, spinning. I'm like, damn. And so it wouldn't even, yeah, it just kept spinning. Because I wanted to at least like leave a comment or something, let you know that I was there. Because I do really appreciate you being here. Once I get it all situated, I'm mainly just trying to find places to store stuff, so there's no real plan to it. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what was happening that night. I'm glad you made it safe. Janet, you are so close. Depending what part of Pennsylvania you're in, I'm about 40 minutes from Philadelphia. Someone I knew lived in York, PA, and for me to get there was like a 2.5 hour drive, and I'm just like, what? Because I'm just so used to Philly. Wow, Janet. If I remember, Janet, I'm going to DM you on Instagram to ask you where you are, because it would be great to meet you in person. Tanya put another 5. Thank you for the hearts. Put another 5 drawer storage cart for. I am not buying anything, and that's why I'm thinking, because I'm gonna show you the ones that's left in my storage mesh container. This is all that's left in the long container that sits in the back, and the Pride palette. So for just these, I can just, like, I'm okay, I think, if I just set these this way, as long as like the order made sense, which it kind of doesn't, because this is, oh, did something just freeze? Because this is the mothership, but it's shorter than the rest. But if I can just be content with how they look, I'll just sit these out and just get rid of this whole container. And I don't want to put the shorter palettes in there, because then I won't be able to see what they are. So that is that. But I feel really good about making the decision, like, girl, just get rid of it and stop making excuses to keep it. So yeah, I refuse though. You was probably on the phone. On your live on the phone? I do lives on my phone too. And so I was just like, I can't get in there. But yeah, some people, Academy is next week. For those of you who have been with me for a while, y'all know it's like every 3 months or so. And there's one couple who used to live in Camden. They moved to, I want to say Alabama, but don't quote me on that. Excuse me for smacking. And they're saying that they hope they don't have any troubles flying in or flying out to get to Academy. But let's get started. We should all Zoom on Teams. I never even heard of Teams. Zoom or Teams? Zoom or Teams. Okay, so it's something like that. I'm down this setup. That way we can all be on camera and talk. So let's just get started. Okay, yesterday, y'all, I apologize. I almost did it again today, y'all. I got up and did more errands today because I had forgot. So I looked at my calendar today. The Academy is coming up next week. So I'm like, let me go get snacks from my room, healthy snacks, because I keep freezing on my end. They have a lot of snacks, but I wanted to have healthy snacks and then take some, Chobani, yogurt drinks, whatever. So I went back out again today after yesterday. Yesterday I was up for 23 hours. And I do think it's just the depression I'm dealing with the grief, where like there's days where I lay in bed just not sleeping. So yeah, I was up for 23 hours. I was awake out of bed 23 hours straight, and had the nerve to get up and run errands. My neighbor hung with me, so that was really cool. And hey, Anderson, you're not in the Matrix, are you? Mr. Anderson. Dallas, Texas, in his house. Stay positive, take one day at a time. Thank you. Yes, y'all. That is a great message. Yeah, my brain associates with random stuff. Usually music or TV. But I forgot what I was saying. Oh, so I came home, and y'all, my pain had flared because we were out for hours. And I said, let me just try to lay down. And my alarm was set to get up I turned off the 6:30 live and set it for 7 to get up for the live stream. And my alarm went off at 7 o'clock. And I was laying in the bed like, I've been up for 23 hours and had 1 hour of sleep. I was like, I need to capitalize on this and go back to sleep. So that's when I did the post that we were going to switch it to today. And I did go right back to sleep. And I tell you how I wake up every 90 minutes. There's sometimes I don't remember waking up. So I remember like every 4 hours I was kind of waking up because I was just like sheer exhaustion. And so I woke up to get up. I think it was like quarter to midnight, like for real. And and by like 4 a.m., I was back in the bed, conked out. I was done. I was just like, whoa. And so today, because I had slept so much yesterday, and went to bed around 4 a.m., which is early for me because I'm nocturnal still, though. And so it was like around, 11 o'clock. I'm laying in the bed, like feeling somewhat alert. So I got up, ran errands again, got some snack food for the academy and all of that stuff. Came back home, ate breakfast since it was the first meal of the day, even though it was like 3 in the afternoon. And I started feeling sleepy. So I'm like, okay, let me just lay down. So I got in the bed, set my alarm for 7. And when I woke up, I was like, I said, I can't do this again. I said, I can't keep moving alive every day. I'm like, okay. I do feel a whole lot better than yesterday. I do. And so we're here. So, but that's the story about yesterday. I was up 23 hours straight. And I was just, that 1 hour sleep, I'm like, I'm not going to make it. So let's get to this stuff here. If you were watching the replay or if you're new here, remember next week we are doing our Natasha Denona giveaway. I am going to swatch my Glam palette and my Xenon palette, both which have retro glam shadows in it, because the prizes will be Xenon palette and the retro glam palette. We are, and I think the day after that or before that, we're going to swatch my newest Notoriously Morbid palettes. And we're doing a live Wednesday next week as well, because Thursday is when I leave for Academy. Thank you, Circus Vision. No, I can't do that. I'm not going to do that because I'm on prescription medication for my disability, and so I don't take anything that's not prescribed. So, and I know people who have offered me theirs, and I'm like, that's your prescription. I keep freezing over here. I'm hoping it's not freezing at your end. Once I get all started, I'm just going through the chat. Just going through the chat. Let me make sure this is on all messages. I don't know why the default is on top messages, because all messages are important except the not so good trolls. Yeah, no, and it's not that. And somebody was always saying like, oh, you should try melatonin, right? So my doctor had even suggested it. And the thing is, when people say, oh, you should try, because I'm nocturnal by nature. It's just how my brain works. It is a thing. Google it. It is a thing. And somebody was like, oh, you should try this and you should try that. And I'm looking at her and I said, why does it bother you if it doesn't bother me that I'm nocturnal? And she was like, that's a good point. So then she stopped making suggestions. Like it doesn't bother me. I've always been nocturnal. That's just how my brain goes. But yeah, so my doctor had mentioned it one time and I'm like, I'll try it. Listen, instead of waking up every 90 minutes, hand to God, I woke up every hour, like clockwork. Go back to sleep, woke up in an hour. Go back to sleep, woke up in an hour. And I'm like, maybe I just need to get used to it. I tried it 3 days. I'm like, fuck that. Melatonin do not work for me. And I'm telling you, when your brain works a certain way, sometimes you can trick it. But my brain is like, no, boo-boo, because this is how we are. Like, no. Yeah, every friggin' hour I was waking up. I was like, this is nuts. Because then I was like more exhausted. Oh, let's get to these palettes. Okay. So I talked about the giveaway. So the first thing I'm going to talk about, I'm not, because one of the brands is the one that I have a palette. I'm a project that I'm working on. One of the palettes, it is sentimental to me, and so I kind of felt some kind of way about it because Grace had sent this to me. It was in one of her TJ Maxx hauls or something like that. And I was like, oh, how much was that? Because I had in my mind, this is the Bijou Brilliance Jewel Temptation. And I had it in my mind that when just the quad came out for like on sale, I was going to get it. And 4 of the shades in the quad are in here. And so she did send it to me. I did use it. I have a couple looks with it. I have a playlist for Pat McGrath stuff. And I actually do like both of the blushes. I use this as a regular blush. I put this kind of as a blush light. I really do like it. I seldom use it. It's just sitting here. And Yeah, this will be in my Macari store. You was prescribed Ambien and it did not for me. Yeah, everything doesn't work the same for everybody. They just don't. It just doesn't. So this would be in my Macari store. And it is nothing wrong with it. I love the looks. The shades are beautiful. This is not one of her messy formulas. And then you have the blushes. So for some people, this would be a great travel palette because you can just do a neutral look, these three shades, this red or something like that. Or if you want something ethereal, these two, put the light tan, crease or whatever. So it's a really easy palette to use if you want a dark look or a lighter look. And you have your two blushes, but it's just been sitting here. And I don't even remember the last time I used it. So that'll be in the store. This one, The Last Man Standing. This is my last Nomad palette that I have left. And this is Chicago Speakeasy Grace. I know you're driving, so don't look. But I remember you saying something about you didn't have Chicago Speakeasy and you live in Chicago. And you were like, yeah, that's weird, right? So if you want me to, I'll send this to you. And I do love the color story. I just don't think to use it. And I think because I keep freezing on this end. Am I freezing on y'all end? Oh, Lord. Is my makeup store linked? Yes, it's down below in the description box. It's in the description box. There's a whole crap ton of links down there, y'all. Wherever you shop at, it's probably down there. A link for it. They are affiliated, though. The majority of the links down there. Okay, thank you, Janet. So, Grace, just keep that in the back of your mind. If you want Chicago Speakeasy, remind me later. If I remember, I'll just email you about it. I'll just send it to you. I do really like it. It just doesn't, and I like the looks I did with it. And of course, this is the row right here, where the dual chromes and the shimmers or whatever they are. In this row, this row and this row are mattes. I just don't, and I kept it because I do really like it. I just don't use it much. And then I'm thinking if I could just take out like this dark shade here and like some of the mattes, and I'm like, nah, because for me, sometimes when I depot stuff, I do use it more, and then sometimes I end up not using it at all. So it's like, why'd I even do that? And I think I did 4 looks with it total. So that will most likely go to Grace. I think I see what Kay was saying when she said I'm behind her chat, because for me, when I hold stuff down here, this is behind the chat on my side. So that's why I sometimes hold stuff up here. When I'm holding stuff down here, is this behind the chat for y'all too? Or is it just me? Because I'm thinking that's what she was saying. This is my Natasha Denona Bronze Bloom palette. Y'all remember when I switched it up? Because Tanya kept saying, are you going to keep it in the bloom? Why I have a red mark right there? And this is what I'm saying. I start noticing more stuff. It is behind it to them. Because she was asking me, have I thought the lower? And the reason I don't is because like my bosom is like right here. So that's why I didn't. So I'll try to just hold it up. Yeah, I never thought about that till now. Because when she said it the other day, I was like, what? Because I usually watch lives on my phone, or then I'll just switch to the TV, where if I'm on the TV, I'm not looking at the chat anyway. So, yeah. So this has bronze and bloom in it. And I think I maybe used it once after that. And I kept saying, and y'all can probably tell, if you know what bloom looks like, that some of these lighter tones are from bloom. And somewhere else there's something from bloom. And I didn't write it down on the paper like I normally do. And I keep saying I'm going to play with it more because it is really pretty. And then I'm like, girl, this isn't really a story. What I think happened is when I got that Notoriously Morbid palette and I did that look, I'm like, this is it. Like, why the hell I've been like messing around doing all these other types of looks when like this is where I live kind of thing. And so I think that may have something to do with it. And it also may have something to do with me being more exhausted lately, because then my mind sometimes just ruminates on stuff. And I'll be thinking, oh, what about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? And so then I'll wait till a day when I am more alert to rethink it, because sometimes I'm just thinking up stuff, just making up shit. And sometimes it turns out to be valid and sometimes not. Why is that red right there? So yeah, this is going to be in my Macari store. And again, it's nothing wrong with it. And this was a weird one for me in the sense that y'all know I love her formula. Y'all know I love her formula. More so this formula than the newer stuff, like the special wet effect, the whatever else. These are the old school formulas from her that I really enjoy, and that's why I purchased Bloom, knowing it wasn't my color story. But I'm like, I love the formula. I know it's easy to work with. It's not messy. It's not flaky. None of that stuff. But I was like, why make myself use it? Because I did use a couple palettes last month just to see how I felt about them, and I'm still getting rid of those too. So this will be in my Mercari store. I don't know how many shades in here are from Bloom, but I know, well, I'm almost positive that these three are from Bloom because they're lighter shades. This one may or may not be from Bloom. I don't know. I don't know. So as of right now, this will be in the Mercari. I gotta take pictures before I post them though. This will be in my Mercari store, the Pat McGrath Bijou Brilliance. Chicago Speakeasy, that'll most likely go to Grace. My Natasha Denona bronze with some Bloom shades in it. Yeah, y'all, I'm just like, stuff just got to go. Got to go. And it's also making me rethink my purchases, which I do usually think about my purchases and like why do I want it, that type of thing. But then I have a reason. Oh, like I like her formula. I'll get bronze, even though I know half of it's going to blend in with my complexion. And so it's just like why? And Bloom, which is even lighter than bronze, and I still got it. Oh, I like the formula. I need to stop doing that. Unless I know ahead of time I'm not going to keep it. Like Petalmorphosis from Pat McGrath. I knew I was going to keep it. I was just curious what I could do with it. And so I bust out a bunch of looks with it and then got rid of it because that was the plan. So I really just need to just get a grip. And so there's a palette that was in my roundup. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it because this is not the video or the place to talk about it. And some things really are worth discussion, but my video is not about that topic. So we're going to leave that there. When I first saw this, I did a double take in Sephora. Anastasia Beverly Hills Fall Romance Palette. I went into Sephora to pick up something else, and the pickup is in the front of the store. So you don't have to go through the store, but it wasn't in the locker in the back of the store. Well, the front of the store. It wasn't in the locked cabinet. So she said, I'll go look in the back. I said, well, I'll meet you up front. She's like, okay. So I picked it up. I said, just tunnel vision. Beeline to the register on the side and wait for her. And then go through that last aisle to get out the store. And this caught me the corner of my eye. I went, and I said, I'm not going to make a snap decision. I went home. I went back the next day and purchased it. Fall Romance palette. It is a nice palette, and what it is it has that grunt. Did I just touch it? Yeah. It has a goth grungy vibe to it, and this does a lot for the palette, having that bright whatever color that is in there. But I do like it, and I think I might have did these four as a look, these four as a look, and then these four as a look, and then I think I did this column and this column for a look, and I like all the looks I did. But I'm just like, I haven't used it in so long. Because then when you have more palettes, it takes you a while to get back to the similar stuff. And why is Michelle laughing? Like, what's happening? What I'm seeing here is Janet saying, you're not freezing for me. And then I see Michelle say behind the chat, and then Michelle's laughing. Or just laughing at me, just getting rid of stuff. I don't know. I am not in my right mind. And I do really like the color story. And it's been like 2 weeks at least that I've been like thinking like, do I really just want to just do this stuff? And I said, let me just schedule a live and just talk about it. So initially I didn't intend on this also being a declutter, but then like 2 days ago, I'm like, you know what? You don't think about it, get rid of it. Or something I said. And so I said, you know what? Yeah, we're just waiting for this. So this will be in my Mercari store. I do really love this formula. There are no duds in here. What was that? That horrible friggin' mermaid palette. That was, for me, it was trash. I know a couple people who have it, and they were like, theirs is perfect. And then they bought backups because they loved it so much. And I'm like, mine was just, the whole thing was just a dud. And what else did I get? Something else. I got Angela's palette, and then they sent warm neutrals or something. I got rid of all of it. I was just like, this has no duds. The formula is fine. It's not messy. Everything is really smooth. Goes on pretty looks. And I'm just like, I don't think I ever get back to palettes, or at least that's how I feel. But you do run through your palettes, though. And I remember when you said that your looks, like when you post 3 looks or 4 looks, I remember you saying that's all one palette. And it's the look you do each day with that palette. And I respect that, because some people, they just do one look one time, and that palette is never to be seen again. So I do like how you use your stuff, and you declutter a lot too. So this, yeah, it's nothing wrong with it, and that's what made it kind of difficult for me too. It's like, well, there's nothing wrong with it. The same with the bronze one. There's nothing wrong with it. The formula's good. It's not messy. It's easy to use. Da, da, da. But then I'm like, but what difference does it make if it's easy to use if I don't use it? You see what I'm saying? So this would be in my Mercari store. I'll do it after I use every shade. I might not be using it, but at least you use every shade. You use every shade. Okay. Oh, it's right here in front of me. We're getting rid of this one. The ugly makeup look that wasn't even ugly. So y'all just saw this, so we're not going to spend a lot of time on it. There's 1, 2, 3 shades in here that are from Spellcraft Beauty. They're Spellcraft palette, and I know which ones because I tore up the sides trying to get the shades out. So this one, and this one are from Spellcraft. The other shimmers in there, the other metallics in there, they were just, for me, they were trash. For me, they were trash. I believe, thank you for the for the thumbs up, Cash. And thank you for the hearts, whoever sent their hearts. It doesn't show me who does the hearts and stuff. But thank you for that. And so, even using this the other day, I was just like, this one does look janky. Because this one cracked. And then I pressed it back together. So that one does look janky. And when I do take pictures, I will do a close-up of this picture. Because when there's a shadow that looks kind of funky, I do a close-up. And then I put something in the commentary like, you know, I just want to make sure you know what you're paying for type thing. And so that's the only one that's kind of janky. It works fine, though. It works fine. And so this will be in my Mercari store. And I remember I went back and forth on this one for a long time because it's not a dark palette. I like darker palettes. But these metallics in here are really nice. And I do like Lethal's formula for the most part. But, hi, Flaretta. How are you? Excuse me, I look tea. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. What does look like tea mean? Oh, good. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I'm 55. I'm not up on the new slang. People say stuff, or if I see it in like a post or something, I'll Google it. I'm like, what is that? I really do, y'all. And when people ask me stuff, I'm like, Google is your friend. Like, if I could Google it, you can Google it too. So this will be in there too. And I really feel like I'm going to price stuff lower than I normally would. And the thing with that is, even if I put this in for like $29, somebody's going to be like 15. And I'm going to be like, no. So it's like, no matter what I put, somebody's going to... Even when I promote something, which when you promote your listing on Mercari, you have to put the amount, a certain amount, or lower. And so it kind of dictates, you know, how high your promoted price can be. And so I'll promote it, and it might be like 30% less than what I listed it as, and people will still want something lower. And I'm like, it's already like $15 lower than it was, and you want another $15? No. But again, let me know if y'all watch me before you just flat out buy it, because I do negotiate with the Crazy Troll Nation crew. I really do. Sometimes you say to Google, and I don't know how to ask Google to get the answer to my real question. I do not talk to Google. I don't do none of that voice stuff. I don't do the Alexa. I don't do none of that. I'm old school. I be like, I don't ask no electronic, nothing. This one, I had to think about this one, and I processed with someone that I trust, and they were like, you know, you're probably feeling this way because, and everything they said as I was reading it, I was like, yeah. I was like, okay. That's true with all the AI slop happening now. Google responses are sketchy. And even like people be saying how they might be in a meeting at work or something, and when the meeting is over and they check their phone, they start getting ads for stuff that was mentioned in the meeting. So yeah, they're listening. Like your devices are listening. So I'm like, I'm not going to help it along by being like, hey, Google, Siri, with a I don't like all that stuff. I have never been on Chat and GPT either. I just refuse, and all this AI stuff. And I know I froze again over here on my side. Yeah, they definitely listening. And all this AI stuff, y'all, I'm just not with it. And I know times change. I know I'm older than most of y'all. But I'm still just like, no. Okay, so Michelle called it, it is Hung Vango. When I was saying there was a brand that I'm like, it didn't really make sense to me because y'all know I love that man. I did a look, I posted on Instagram already, that blue look I did, because I saw a look that he had posted on Instagram. Um, and I was like, I had all but one of the products that he used to do that look. So I'm like, ooh. So I commented like, I have almost all those products. You know, maybe I should try and recreate it. And either I'm gonna say it's his team. I'm not gonna say it was him. But somebody from his team commented, you totally should, or something, 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 or we would like to see it, or whatever, whatever, whatever. And so, yeah, that blue one, Janet. So, thank you. Thank you, Florida. And so I said, you know what? I said, I'm gonna make sure they know. Because of course I do the tags, but that was the first time like they've ever commented back to me, even when I commented on their stuff. So I went back to that post and commented after I did the look and I posted it. I commented, I just posted it, and they commented on it. They put nailed it. And I know I didn't. Because number one, I did incorporate another palette, just the outer corner, which they didn't. They only used Brilliant Blues. I used Brilliant Blues and I think 2 shades out of Composed Cool. Excuse me. And it is a beautiful look. And as I'm looking at it, I'm like, I have looked similar with other stuff. And I felt, I didn't know how I felt about it. That video is for a collab with me and Janessa and Grace. We don't have a date yet. So when y'all see that video, don't be like, I thought, wait a minute. She said, why is she did? So yeah, the video, I did that look on the 5th of November. It's not, it is uploaded on private, it's not scheduled. And so that is for a collab look. And I'm looking at that picture like, damn, like that's a really nice look. Yo, I had issues. I had issues with some of them shades. And I don't know what it was. I don't know what was happening. I was watching a commentary video and apparently Google has gotten worse because they've turned off a lot of their advanced features to get people searching longer to show more ads. Capitalism, baby. Thank you, Florida. Don't forget to let me know. Damn, Janessa, about the blushes. So yeah, Michelle called it Hung Van Gogh. Y'all know I love that man. In my mind, he's my man. I was so excited. And y'all know I spent $400 in 2 days on his stuff, and even bought stuff for other people. I was so enthralled with him, and I still am. And I was so excited that he was coming out with his own makeup line. And I remember saying, I'm going to do my best to be objective. Because I'm like, y'all know how I feel about this man. Y'all know I love his videos. I learned a lot from him. His life story is just friggin' like, damn, like what? It's amazing. But I haven't used these since. Maybe a couple times I used the blushes or whatever. And I do like them in my collection because of the color. All the colors, this is his favorite color, is this red. So it stands out. I know exactly what it is. But I'm just like, every palette except one for me had a dud. I had 4 of the palettes. So out of the 4 palettes, 1 out of 3 shadows was a dud. And even watching other people's reviews and their first impressions, everybody seems to have had one shade that was a dud in the palette. I don't know what it was. But that's not why. I was sitting here like, okay. And I do like the color stories. I purchased the green to go with the Wonderful Warms. And then I went back and purchased something else. And I was going to pair Composed Cool with Brilliant Blue. And I really do like the looks. This is Composed Cool. I am keeping this one. I'm keeping Composed Cool. My neighbor, I had her look at them. She doesn't wear makeup hardly ever, just once in a blue moon. And she liked the blue one, but then when she was looking at Wonderful Warms, she said, thank you for the hearts. She said, I'm more likely to use this one. So she has Wonderful Warm. I'm the slow one, that's why it's not scheduled yet. I was inspired to do the looks. I'm like, oh, because he listed everything and he had a picture of the color, like what number color he put where. So I did what he did, and of course I had to do different because I got the puff thing, and his model didn't have the puff thing, so I had to make adjustments. But I do like the look. But I had issues when y'all watch that video. Y'all gonna be like, damn. But so yeah, Brilliant Blue. So that's what was making me feel weird about it, because I do really love this man. I was excited. Y'all saw me. I was over the moon waiting for launch. You know, I'm up in the middle of the night, which is really early morning. Once you cross midnight, it's a new day. It's morning, but people still say middle of the night. It was like 2 in the morning. I'm ordering stuff September 8th. And then later that day, September 8th, I went to the Sephora store and bought some more stuff. Like, I was really just like, and then I went back on the 10th and bought some stuff. So I was, and so I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, girl, this is November, October, 2 months. And I'm just like, so I was really just kind of like, what's happening? I got to be true to myself. And I'm just like, it is pretty, but how often am I going to use it? That look was bomb, though. But how often do I just do looks like that? And then I thought I would keep them for my kit. But what I realized is a lot of people don't. They either say it's like a natural look, or they say they want like a smoky look, or they want a shimmer on the lid and a wing. And so I can do that with, I have Circle Loco in my kit and like other stuff I have in my kit. So I'm just like, if it had a longer PAO, I think I would be more enticed to keep it just for my kit. But I'm like, and he did create the color stories like that. Each palette has its own color story. So as if you're a professional makeup artist and you want to do a color, like he did the blue look with this, you just pick up that palette and you do the look and that's it. And you don't got to be searching, oh, I need a blue. Let me look in this palette, that palette, this palette, that type of thing. But I do still love this man. But I had to be real with myself, like, And I do like the looks I did with it. I do. So this will be in the store. And I'm going to take all my tacky ass labels off too. Jenna's greens and yellow. Janessa, you're like, it's green. Janessa, if you want this as a backup, let me know, because I know how you are with greens, girl. And this one, based on how they look, I want to say this one is the dud. You see that pocket of shine right there? I think that might be the one I had issue with. But the colors are gorgeous. It is. And that's what I'm saying, Cash. It's like, did I bump my head? Like, why? And even Brilliant Blues, that bold color story. But I'm just like, and I loved looking over and seeing them because they stand out because of the color. But this will be in the store. If anybody in here wants any of these, just DM me on Instagram. My Instagram is, I don't know, my Instagram is below, but my email is down below in the description box. Janet, me too. Hey, Miss King. We have another Michelle in here, so that's why I call you Miss King. Because if I say Michelle, both y'all be like, Yeah, I'm shocked too, Janet and Michelle, because I was just, y'all saw me. I was just like, And I still feel that way in my heart for him as a person. And, you know, what he does, his profession. I know, y'all. I know. And I do still stand by everything that I said when I did the first impressions and all that. Hey, that Turtle rocks. What's up with you? Hi. Turtle rocks with a cat profile picture. How'd that happen? How'd that happen? I do still stand by like what my first impressions were and all of that. There's nothing wrong with these products, except each one of them palettes, except one that I had, one shadow was a dud. Other than that, like everything is good. The thing with both of these blushes, no. I'm looking at this like, okay, that ain't that. And remember I kept saying I wanted 3 more of his blushes? I'm glad I waited. Hey, what up, though? How you doing? So this one is Possibilities. This one is Legacy. So let me know, Janessa, if you would like either one of these. I know you are a blush connoisseur, and I know you wear like 5 at a time. So let me know about this. And oh yeah, that's what I had asked you about was the blushes. So these are the two blushes. There ain't nothing wrong with these brushes, but what I realized is, as much as there's nothing wrong with these blushes, I like House Labs better. There, I said it. But that's just, I keep freezing on my end. That's just personal preference. I wanted to say to each and every one of you guys are pretty no matter what anyone says. Yup, that's the Crazy Troll Nation way. We rock. That's right. Thank you, that Turtle Rocks. We appreciate that. And so I do like House Labs better. And not that it's a comparison, because the formula goes on really well. It's very smooth. I keep freezing up on this end. And it does have, it doesn't say it blurs or anything, but it's just a really, it's, the formula is solid. Excuse me. But I just haven't been using it. And I have been using them and using the House Lab still. And then the Hourglass face palettes. And I'm just like, and also I felt like I had too much, because when I got one of the face palettes Hourglass, then another one, and then the other one I took out my Macari store. So I'm sitting here like, okay, I have an abundance now of, which I had before, of blushes, bronzers, and highlighters. And so I'm just like, if I felt like I was accumulating too much stuff. And yeah, so these are going to go. Again, I love the formula. I just like House Labs a little bit better, because I find with these, they do blend out well, but I might have to put a little extra attention around the edges sometimes, where with House Labs, it just like that. But the formula is solid though, so I do really stand by that, and I will take off my tacky labels, because that do look tacky as hell. But I like to know what stuff is before I pick it up. And his two bronzers. Yeah, so the only thing I'm keeping, y'all, is Compose Cool, both the eyeliners, 2 of the lip liners, and 2 lipsticks. And 2 lipsticks because what? Say it with me, sneaky ass Janessa sent me on the runway, and I had purchased Van Gogh Red in the store. So that's the only thing I'll be keeping, is that one palette, the 2 eyeliners, the 2 lip liners, and the 2 lipsticks. I'm just like, what the fuck is happening to me? Because y'all know, and I do still love that man. This one is Resilience bronzer. This one is Hardworking. This one I cannot mess up on. If you're my complexion or lighter, I cannot mess up on this bronzer. I can put it on, pack it on. It's never going to be too much. And so y'all know I like to do an ombre type effect. I'll put the darker one back here, and I'll put the lighter one here. And usually I start with the lighter one, and I do that all the way here, and I put the darker one like back here. And so these are what they look like. And these do say blurring, soft blurring bronzer. There's nothing wrong with them, but I find for these two, I have to sometimes just do a little more work than well, House Labs, I don't need to do any work for blending, like none whatsoever. But for these, I do have to go back sometimes for the edges with the bronzers. But the formula is amazing. The emoji is supposed to be at the end. Oh. So it'll be like that Turtle Rocks, says the cat. It's my stage name. She does either you love champagne or that's your last name. That is so cute. That's like something I would ask somebody. So, yeah, these will be in the store unless one of y'all want these. Keep in mind your complexion. If you're 3 shades deeper than me, well, I'm not even deep. They will not work for you, maybe as a finishing powder. But if you're my complexion or lighter, these will definitely work for you. And even if you're like 2 shades darker than me, I'll say a shade and a half darker than me, this will work for you. Because this one is brown on me. And so, but yeah, y'all, I am surprised. It's been like 2 months and I'm already like, I love you, but get out of here. And I do feel good though, having less stuff. And when I was saying my space thing with that other Hourglass palette, face palette, everything now is just perfect. Everything fits just perfect. And I like how it looks. I like how I have less stuff. I just feel better with less stuff. That's how I got my name from friends and playing games with people. So the last thing The last thing, are we serious? What is in this box? I have, okay, one is the YouTube swag box. What is in, okay, that's that box. That's that, that's that. Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah. I got stuff stacked up here. I'm waiting for these lives so I can put this stuff away. This struck me weird too. And y'all know I'd be like, Mac is the OG. I've been side-eyeing these palettes. My BYOPs. And I love seeing Mac. To me just friggin' works. And so I was just like, but I don't think to use them often. And so I was just like, But then I know I don't want, I keep freezing on my side. And then we have been having issues with our internet lately, and they did maintenance. This shoulder just popped. Like 1:30 this morning, because they did send a notice they were going to do maintenance late night on the 7th. And so when I had got up, and I'm like, okay, why my internet ain't working? I'm like, okay, they doing this thing. Mac is good. And I knew I did not want to be without them. At the same time, I don't use them often. So I'm not going to go into why they're called what they're called, because I do that every single time. But this is one of the BYOPs. This is the other one. I did replace Joey the Glitz. This is the new one. And so even like the other ones, I'm thinking, okay, I'm not sure. But then I'm like, I don't use them. I'm just kind of like, yeah. Except for Hung Van Gogh, I'm just like, I lost one of my lash, but I had both of these sitting here from the other live, and now I only see one. But it wasn't like that with these, because I know I don't want to be without these. And so what I was thinking, like, what to do with it. You know what I'm saying? And so what I thought was, when it's time to re-up on my kit for MAC stuff, because they're good for at least like 30 months, right? I was thinking do like one metallic shimmer palette, one neutral palette, and have the range from, light to dark. And then I'm like, but I have that with Natasha with her dramatic palette. So then I'm still like, I don't know. And then I thought use one for all the fun colors, like the bold pops of colors, whether matte or shimmer or metallic. So that's what my thought was for this, like when it's time to re-up. But I do enjoy using these as they are. And I know I do not want to be without them. MAC, to me, the formula just freaking works. When they die, though, I know. Because Joey the Glitz was acting funny. Power to the Purple was really dry for whatever. I think it was just old. And so this is my newer Power to the Purple. And also what I like about their packaging, you can see what it is. So if this was on my table, at an event or something doing makeup, I don't have to open it. Okay, let's see. Or somebody, and people are good for if they're wearing a costume. They're like, well, I'm wearing such and such a costume, so I really want this color that matches this color. And so I'm looking in different palettes, looking. I wouldn't have to do that. I can just look at it on my table. And I have found out, which I think I'm gonna start doing, I had used Circle Loco on somebody. And so I sprayed it, so I left it open for it to dry. And people were walking by and they would stop and they're looking. So I'm like, I need to keep a couple palettes open because people do stop more and be looking. Because usually they look at stuff and just keep going. But when I had that palette open to dry, more people were stopping and looking, which created conversation. Because I'm always like, hi, how are you? You have any questions? Let me know. Da, da, da. And so this would be really good for that. And I do enjoy using these. And I was looking at these thinking, okay, do I just rearrange them again or whatever so that I will use them more? But this is one of those. Thank you, Miss King. Oh gosh, right now I use different stuff. The majority of my bedtime skincare is Drunk Elephant, which surprises even me. But I also use a few things from Dr. Dennis Gross and a couple of things from Peter Thomas Roth. My skin just insists on being bougie. I have sensitive skin, so when something works, I feel obligated to stick with it. So those are the things I use. I do have a skincare playlist if you want to look at that. And if you do, I suggest looking at the most recent one because that's the most recent stuff. Like if you look at one like 3 years ago, it might be still some of the same stuff, but also different stuff. So I do recommend just checking out the more recent skincare playlist to see what I'm using now. and there have been some changes, but it's been more drunk elephant stuff. And so I do love the idea of still having these and keeping them, and I get a discount with them too. So, girl, gotta keep them damn palettes, and it just works. And MAC for me isn't messy either. So this is the project. It's a MAC project. So listen, right? I thought I was losing my mind, and y'all know sometimes I am like kind of. And so in the midst of me, like I don't think to use these often, I thought to start another project. And I'm like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Because I really just I love their shadows. Yeah, I was going to say their Dazzle Shadow is extreme. Some of those can be a little flaky, but they're still not as flaky as Pat McGrath's, like Celestial Shades. Like some of her, those shits is just outrageous. So I'm gonna show y'all what the stuff. I didn't open anything yet. Something was really curious to me about this, and I wrote a note. I keep freezing on my side, so I wrote a note. I mentioned some of it in a video because I was talking about the MAC employee Sky that I had met before, and me and her were talking about stuff about makeup and other stuff. And she gave me her card and she wrote her Instagram on it, but I couldn't find her Instagram on Instagram. She put me in for the concierge thing because one of the shadows is out of stock, and they didn't have it in the Pro Pen or in the compact. And so she said, I'm gonna text you and you just say yes, you know, for the concierge thing or whatever. And so then I texted her, I thanked her and told her, I said, oh yeah, by the way, I couldn't find you on Instagram, I'll send you mine. So I did. She said she would follow me when she got off work. Someone followed me. I think it might have been her, because the account name was kind of, and her account name wasn't her name. So I think it was her though. But anyway, let's look at these, right? Y'all, this shade, I got 3 in the witchamajiggets, which means I'm gonna have to do some surgery. I do have an empty 12 pan palette. And so I have 11 shades. 3, 6, 11. Yeah. So I'm waiting for one more to come in and we will talk about that. So with that being 12, an empty 12 pan, I thought, what if I just put those 12 in the 15 pan and then just put 3 random shades? But then I'm like, stop making things overly complicated. So, but this one, and I went one day and she said they didn't have this one. They looked and somebody else looked, they didn't find it. And then so I was thinking, you know, well, I'll wait till they have it in the pan, because the pans are $11. If you get it in here, I think it's like 20 something. I do get a really good discount, a pro discount at MAC. And so when I thought about it, I said, well, damn, I'm already saving like how much money? Just go ahead and get the damn compact. And so I did. I just had to declutter it. And it's not hard. I'm just clumsy and uncoordinated. Hubby's home. Okay, Michelle, your hubby's home. Gotta run. Okay. Thank you. And I'm not going to open them because I don't want to start the time ticking. But this is called In the Shadows. If y'all could see how rich this blue is. And she said, well, we don't have it, but I can help you find something similar. I went, look how rich this is. I was like, But then this is one of the ones when I went back a couple days later, I said, I'm gonna just go ahead and get it because I'm still saving like a lot of money. But this shade, so this palette is going to be shine, bold colors. Are they all bold? No, but they're the metallics, the formula. Oh my gosh. Look at that shade. Oh, hey Mocha, I'm sorry I pronounced your name wrong. I'm sorry. But y'all, I'm like, so I'm gonna wait till the last one and they let me know it's in store. And when that one comes in, then we'll sit down, we'll look at them all. I'll do surgery on the compacts, put the palette together, and we swatch party. You already know it. Okay, so I didn't want to get Sketch again. Did I get Sketch again? I sure did. Because Sketch and Carbon, I have in these palettes. This is, which one of these is Sketch? Sketch is this shade right here. And if I really was going to put these 12 in a 15 pan. I did get sketch and carbon, which I already have, so I'm just like, okay, that don't make sense. But I wanted certain colors in the 12 pan palette to offset all the shine and to deepen out a corner. So this is what sketch looks like, this one right here. And carbon, which is a nice black. This is carbon. Because I wanted to have like 2 dark shades in the palette with the metallics. I'm going to show you. And I know y'all like, girl, you don't like dupes in your collection. Mind your business. And I know I always say that, but then I get it. And even like among my lethals, I have some palettes with duplicate shades because I just wanted it in that color story. So this is sketch, which I just showed you in the BYOP. You know, I can put these back in the bag as I show you. Actually, I'll do that later. This is carbon. Some matte black, deep in outer corner. This is nice. We also got Brun, B-R-U-N, because I wanted another dark shade. It's not as dark as sketch. And it's looking kind of olive green, but I promise you, when I swatched it on the back of my light ass hand, it looked brown. And so we have that. That's going to go in there. Y'all, the rest of these are fun. The rest of these. This one does have shine to it. This one is antiqued. This is not a new shade because I remember having this like back in the day, somewhere, something. But it's just like a pretty, just antique bronze type shade. So that's pretty. And these are the fun ones. Oh, y'all, when I was watching these colors, I was like, oh my God. This one is, what is it? Blueprint. The shimmers on these, y'all. Let me see if I can get it. Y'all see that glimmer? Y'all. This, so freaking pretty. Look at this. It's like little diamonds. Like it's just that shine. And y'all know I'm not all about the shine, shine, shimmer, shimmer. But this, ooh, I was like, I was just like, this was so, man. So this is going to be like the party palette. And then this one also, another metallic, Cash In. Look at that. Look at that. And this has that sparkle too. I keep freezing on my end. Y'all, these. We have another bold one. This one is After Party. And these are bold. These are bold. And the shine. Oh my gosh. This is another one. This one is Allowance. So we have like this shade so far. This one. So this is going to be a fun palette. And then we have this green and this blue shimmer. Y'all, tell me this ain't going to be a fun palette. They have 3 new shades. These are fairly new too, some of these. Antique is not new. They have what they're called Shade Shift Chrome. It's only 3 of them. One of them they didn't have in the store. Ulta had all 3, and I thought, let me just go to Ulta and get it since I'm saving so much money shopping at MAC. And I said, you know what? No, because Sky was like, we'll do the concierge, we'll let you know when to get here. And so I told her, I don't want your work to be in vain. I don't want her to be like, oh, we have it. And I'm like, I already got it. So I am really waiting for it. Y'all, these are that shimmer and the shifts. Hi, Eden. This one is Venom. Y'all, this shade. And it is so friggin' shiny. And I do apologize, I'm not opening stuff up. I don't want to start the clock ticking. But this, I need to look up what the shift is. But this, okay, you see a little bit of green. If you, maybe, I hope so. So this is that gold green shift, y'all. And the shift is strong. It will not be denied. Because sometimes stuff will be like, oh, it's shifty. And you'd be like, where? Y'all. And the last one up to show you is, this one is called Ethereal. The other one that they didn't have in stock, it was out of stock, even on the website it was out of stock, is lighter than this one. So I thought, no, but then I thought, you know what? This is going to be the party palette. This is going to be the pretty palette. And this is blue and purple. This one is Ethereal. So you see maybe the purple there, but it's blue. This shifts blue and purple. I don't want to glare at you. But these are just so friggin' pretty. There's the purple. Then there's the blue. The shifts are strong. There's the blue. There's y'all. So yeah, I'm waiting on that last one. What I found curious, if products are supposed to last, I think at least 24 months, they have to do a PAO. That's why on skincare and on makeup you'll see a PAO. And MAC products don't, which mean, and then it says if they last at least 30 months or more, you don't have to put a PAO on the product. The majority of MAC products don't have a PAO, so that's why they're good for like 2.5 years at least, right? And I feel really good about that, having them in my kit, because I know I can keep stuff longer, and a lot of Makeup Forever stuff doesn't have a PAO either. And so that's why I keep saying, even though I'm talking about when I need to re-up, I'm not going to need to re-up at least for another 1.5 years. But what I found curious is Cash In, which one was that one? That was the green. There were 6 of these shades. They have a PAO of 12 months. And I'm like, excuse me, wait, what? I'm like, when MAC started doing that? So Cash In, PAO 12 months, and that's why I didn't want to open them. After Party has a PAO with 12 months. I'm just like, excuse me? And I get it, the formula is a different formula. And if you go in the store and swatch these, you'll be like, yeah, that's different. Blueprint, 12 months. Allowance, 12 months. Ethereal, 12 months. And I'm just like, why y'all messing with me? And Venom, 12 months. I'm just like, why y'all messing with me though? These are my only MAC shadows that have a friggin' PAO. And 12 months at that. Like, can you give me 24, please? So, but I am excited to have them, excited to use them. So I'm gonna have to keep my eye on them and put them, and I do put all of my stuff, whether mine or my kit, in my inventory anyway. But yeah, so these 6 shades, which means I'm sure the third one will have a 12-month PAO as well. And so, and these are the newer shades, which tells me that they changed the formula. Because the other ones, Carbon, Sketch, Brun, and whatever the other one was, Antique, they don't have a PAO. This one don't have a PAO. So it seems to be the newest stuff. And so I'm just like, what? So I wrote it down so when I do open them, I can make sure that I put that notation on the palette. And so the last thing I'm gonna mention, so that's it for the palettes. And so we will recap what's gonna be in my store. Girl, I am sweating, as y'all see. I keep kind of. The last thing I'm excited about, I don't know if y'all have heard about the blackout on November 25th to December 2nd. Nina's been putting it on her community tab, not her community tab, on her Instagram. And I sent a picture of it to a bunch of people. To a bunch of people. So I will not be shopping. The only thing, I'm hoping that that last one comes in, but that'll be my only exception because I am already waiting for that. And I don't plan on purchasing anything prior to that. So the blackout starts November 25th and it goes till December 2nd. But check this out, y'all. I am so excited about it. Lock Maiden and I are doing another no-buy. We did one a couple years ago, and I think it was for a month. We're doing a 3-month no-buy. I have never done a 3-month no-buy. And y'all know I'm on a perpetual low-buy. We are doing a no-buy. No makeup, no skincare. For 3 months, starting November 25th. So we're going to go until, so there's December, January, February. So from November 25th to February 25th, no new makeup, no new skincare. We are allowing ourselves one exception per month. One exception, one. I keep freezing on my end. One exception, one item per month. And we did do that before where we gave ourselves exceptions. Neither one of us even used the exceptions. Like we really did not buy any skincare, no makeup, nothing. And so I am anticipating that this year. And the reason for me that we put that in there is just in case like something really grabs us, we don't want to feel like shit or that we failed because we bought something. So it's just kind of like a fail safe. Like if something really calls us, it's okay. That's our one exception. So one product makeup or skincare we can buy each month. Other than that, nothing for 3 months. And I'm surprised and I'm so excited about it. Like, I don't know why. It will help my beauty budget, but it's not going to help my working deli bank account. So I'm like, so I'm not really saving in that sense because all of my, all my makeup comes out of the beauty budget. And so, and that account usually has more money than my daily working account. So I'm just like, okay. But anyway, so I'm really excited about that. When we've done this before, we're very good at holding each other accountable. And the questions that I ask myself are the questions that we ask each other. Okay, why do you want it? Is it the packaging? Is it the formula? Is it the color story? Are you curious? You know there's a sale coming soon. And so the same questions we ask ourselves, we ask each other. Or we'll just be like, I'm thinking, well, it'll be me. Like, I'm thinking about such and such. She'll be like, well, why do you want it? I'm like, and I end up usually not getting it. And that's even when we're not doing a no buy. And so it is really cool. And I am excited to work with her again for this. There will not be any video updates, check-ins. I may mention it here or there, but we're not going to do any videos like this is our no buy update like we did before. So it's just going to be this thing that we do. And I'm fiddling. I don't know where I get that old time term from, fiddling with these brushes again. Yeah, so I'm excited. But I do hope that comes in, that shadow comes in before the 25th. And if not, that'll be my one exception for this month. But I'm just like, why do I feel so excited about not shopping for makeup or skincare for 3 months straight? Huh? And on top of that, decluttering stuff. I'm excited. So we're going to recap what's going to be in my store and then we'll be out of here. All right. Y'all, I'm still just like, girl, you really? I'm like, yeah, I'm really, yeah. And again, if y'all want any of this, message me on Macari first because I will negotiate with y'all. Okay, I don't negotiate really with other people because then they end up not buying it anyway. So I'm like, why did I allow you to waste my time? This is Brilliant Blues. This is that look I just posted on Instagram. Beautiful palette, bold colors. This sucker is bold. Excuse me. This one is gorgeous green and yellow. If you want this as a backup, Janessa, let me know because I know how you are with your greens, girl. And I do have a Hung Van Gogh Beauty playlist. And so if you want to look at that and see what looks I did and then hear my raw reactions, because when I use them for the first time, y'all see it. Actually, almost anytime I do makeup, y'all see it, unless I'm at the Playhouse. But we do the swatch party first, and then we do the looks with the palettes. And so if you want to see my initial raw reactions, watch that. And also if you want to see, like, do I want to get that or do I not want to get that? You know, that may help you out with that. These are the two blushes. Possibilities cannot go wrong on my complexion. This one is a little deeper. This is Legacy. These are what those look like. Very pretty, very pretty. If you're in the orange type blushes, actually, Janessa, let me know too, before I forget, that I offered those to you. And the two bronzers, hard working. My complexion cannot mess up, so keep that in mind. And you'll see if you watch those videos. And this one is Resilience. So these are the bronzers. The other stuff that's going to be in the store, my goal is to have these in Macari by Sunday because I need to do pictures first. And I can tell y'all right now, I'm not doing anything makeup-wise after this. I'm making chili tonight, and I'm going to just chill out because I am still just kind of tired. And I know some of that is from the depression, from the grief. Anastasia Beverly Hills Fall Romance palette. Beautiful color story. No duds in here that I remember. The looks I did were nice. I do have a playlist for this if you want to look at it and see what looks I did. Just to either watch and support the channel or to watch to see if you might want it. Midnight Serenade with 3 spellcast shadows in here, which are this one, and this one, where you see it's bent on the edges. So those 3. And this is a pretty color story. This is a bold blue. That's nice. It's nice. If you were here last live stream, this is the palette that we used for the ugly makeup, and we were still cute as hell, so that was just weird to me. Bronze with some bloom shades in it from Natasha Denona. Y'all know how I feel about her formula. and being realistic with myself. Now, Chicago Speakeasy, this is going to go to Grace. I'm going to just send it to her because she don't have it, and she was saying recently in a video that she was going to get it. So I'm going to just send this to her. If you're still listening, Grace, it'll be on its way sometime in the next, I don't know. I'll get this stuff out. I'll get this out before I leave for Academy. So this is what that looks like. And I do really like it. This is that basic shift, that green, burgundy, reddish type shift that we all know and love and have in like 10 different colors. And Pat McGrath, Bijou Brilliance. Nothing wrong with it. I do really like it, but being realistic, like, okay, am I going to keep using it? I haven't used it in I don't know how long. Nothing wrong with it at all. And the looks I did were beautiful. So it's just like, girl, what's wrong with you? A whole lot's wrong with me. So that's our recap. Pat McGrath, Bijou Brilliance, Bronze and Bloom. Someone did snatch up the Bloom with the bronze shades in it when I listed that one. That's so quick. Lethal Cosmetics, Midnight Serenade, Anastasia Beverly Hills, Fall Romance, the Hung Vango stuff. I do think the Hung Vango is going to sit for a long time because I did check Macquarie. There's only one. This is getting more and more red right here. Is this swollen right here? Feels like this is swollen. The hell? This is swollen. It's swollen right here. Excuse me, I'm distracted. There was one item from him or Macquarie that did sell. I forget what it was. And there's a blush on there that she didn't even use. She said she didn't swatch it. She ordered it from online. She got it. She looked at it. She didn't think that color was good for her, so she's selling it. And the thing is, I think this will sit for a long time because people don't know who Hung Vango is, let alone knowing that he's a makeup brand. So they see Hung Vango makeup or Hung Vango beauty, and they're like, who's that random brand? So I do think these will stay in there for a while because people really don't know. And whenever I mention it, well, half the time when I mention it, at least half the time when I mention it to somebody, like in person, they're like, who's that? I never heard of him. And I'm just like, that's the love of my life. What you mean you don't know who he is? And so I do think they'll be in there for a while. But if y'all want any of these, minus if Janessa says she'll take the blushes, let me know. We'll work something out. And that'll be it, y'all. That's this live stream. So y'all saw the project. Y'all saw the stuff Palace I don't think about. And some I do, but just being realistic, like, am I really going to get a lot of use out of them? My thing is I want stuff to be used. I don't want stuff just to sit here and die. And so that's that. So let me just make sure that I am not missing any comments. And then we will wrap this up. And I'm not missing any comments. So my goal is Sunday, have this stuff in the store. Meantime, if it is one of these things that you want, my email is down below. You can email me if you're on Instagram. You can DM me over there. But that is it, y'all. I'm excited about the MAC project. I'm not excited about depotting the witchamajiggets. Because me using heat to do stuff and then gotta touch it to move it. You text me and I said, okay, I'll see it after I get off of here. Yeah, this is swollen right here. And I know my cheeks are puffy anyway, but this is way puffier than this side and is red. This whole area is red. Something must have bit me. Damn. But I'm still cute. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Replay crew, appreciate you. Oh, last thing off topic. I decided I'm going to use these for my paints, my water-based paints. I don't like it for foundation. I've only tried it once for foundation. I was in the last live stream, but I'm going to try it one more time with foundation with the Fenty. And if I'm still not feeling it, I'll use these for like the water-activated paints because these will work well with that. And I know that for sure because these are almost the same kind of synthetics as the whatever brand brushes that I got to use for the paints. And so I don't know where the other eyelash went. So we're going to go, y'all. Thank you so much. Replay crew, you know y'all rock. Crazy Troll Nation, we just rock in general. We are just an amazing bunch of individuals. And I appreciate y'all for being here. I appreciate your time. Thank you for accepting my crazy and understanding how I'm feeling with the Hung Vango, because that really did catch me off guard. I was just like, what are you doing? I still do love that man. And in my mind, he's my man. He cheated on me with Janessa. He responded to one of her TikToks or something. And I'm like, he ain't responded to me yet, but now he has. He realized that I'm the one. I'm just joking. I'm okay. I need to go lay down. So yeah. So thank you, everybody. Appreciate each and every one of you. Check out my Macari store. This stuff again. Hopefully, yeah. My goal is Sunday to have pictures and to have it posted, or just email me or message me on Instagram or something, and we'll work something out. And that'll be it. Next week again, Natasha Denoni giveaway. When we do the swatches, that'll be the giveaway, and we'll announce it in that. But if you're interested in that, particularly for Replay Crew, you will need to be subscribed before that live goes live to be eligible. And of course, answering whatever questions that I ask. And we're also going to do swatch party of my two newest notoriously morbid palettes. And so, yeah, one of y'all, they are so cute. And also for the notoriously morbid swatch party, you know what? No, we're going to do that giveaway for Vlogmas Eternal Beauties, but we're going to swatch that again, the one I have, so I don't have to open up the new one. Yeah. Right now, Nomad is having 30% off, so my code will not work, which I would say don't use it. You can't stack codes. My code is only for 15% off. They're having a 30% off sale right now. So if there is something you want from them, go for it. Save yourself some money. I am loving Swamp of Sadness. I am loving Veil of Tofana. And the two newer ones I got, I don't know how long the sale is for. They look really pretty. I'm like, yeah, so we're going to go. Appreciate y'all. We will be back here on Monday for a live. I don't have any video scheduled. I know, and I'm working on it. But yeah, so y'all will see me back here Monday night, and then Tuesday night, and then Wednesday night. And as always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you'll see me soon. Bye. I'm gonna put some cream on this thing. Look at it. All right, y'all. Bye.